Do you remember hearing rumors about Sonic and Tails being unlockable in Super Smash Bros. Melee? I feel like everyone who played that game back in the day at least heard about it. It's one of those schoolyard rumors that spread like wildfire. You'd hear your best friend tell you how he saw online that if you knocked out 20 guys in Cruel Melee, that you could unlock Sonic and Tails. He said it took him a while, but he eventually did it. When he comes over to your house that weekend, he even pulls up the image itself. Look, there they are on the character select screen, and there's them in-game. So you spend an hour trying to reach that 20 KO score, and you just can't. It's way beyond your skill level. You start to wonder if it's even possible to kill that many. But then you go back to the screenshot. There they are. That's them on green greens. And the unlock message, a dream's been cast. That's such a clever line. It totally could have... Hold on. What's... Oh man, he got you again. The screenshot says April 1st. You just got pranked. Everyone had a friend like that. One that would tell lies just because they could, and sometimes would even get you wrapped up in them. There are hundreds of rumors like this for so many games out there. But today, I want to focus in on Melee here and explore it. Why did people get so caught up in believing that Sonic and Tails or Toad or whoever was unlockable in this game? Welcome to Detailing Wonder, a series where we break down how games evoke wonder in us. So, what is it about Super Smash Bros. Melee that makes people want to believe? Allow me to set the stage. Super Smash Bros. Melee feels ethereal, like the title screen. It's iconic. But have you ever noticed it? Like truly stopped here and just observed for a bit? It feels alien. There's so many effects and filters going on, you don't quite know what to make of it. It has this weird technological vibe. All these menus do, really. Clicking through them, there's so many little design flourishes that make each section feel unique. The rumble menu looks different from the sound menu, which looks different from the screen display menu, but they all feel cohesive. Different, but similar, you know? And even the art that fills this game fuels that weird vibe. The jump in graphical quality from the Nintendo 64 to the GameCube was immense, and Melee only came out a couple months after the launch. That is incredibly important to this discussion. This game was our first look at most of these characters on the new generation. Mario, Link, Fox, these characters don't pull their designs from their defining games that released on the console. It couldn't. Those all released after Melee. Back in the day, it must have been so exciting to see these designs. Characters had such little detail in the previous game, but now they could really flesh these guys out. You don't have to use your imagination in translating this collection of polygons into a fox. You just look at this guy and see he is a fox. There was a sense of wonder at not just seeing the silhouette of the character you're about to unlock, but then getting to inspect the fine details of their model afterwards, to see what they look like with such fidelity. It's especially bizarre being in some of the stages. The development team was relatively faithful when adapting characters into this game, but some of the levels feel uncanny. Like the Underground Maze Adventure Mode stage. This doesn't pull from any specific Zelda area. It's an original area made for this game, and it's meant to evoke the vibe of being in a Zelda dungeon. It's weird because it does feel specific. In the way you look on it, and you can see how they translated the look from that game into a playable stage here, I can reverse engineer the underground maze in my head and imagine what it would look like in a hypothetical Zelda game. But that game doesn't exist. The stage designers were just kinda winging it. This isn't a direct reference to any Zelda game. Or in Brinstar, there's this giant brain thing in the back of the stage. I kinda forgot it exists until I watched this video recently. Go check it out. I won't spend too much time on it here out of respect for that video, but I just want to ask, what the hell is that thing? It's not Mother Brain. It's not any specific enemy from any Metroid game I've ever played. Like the underground maze, it's just meant to evoke a Metroid feel. There's so many stages like that. Temple being kind of a reference to temples in Zelda 2, but not quite matching up. Rainbow Cruise kinda being related to Rainbow Ride in Super Mario 64, but only a little bit. Mushroom Kingdom feeling like a Mario stage, but not really matching any existing Mario game in particular. This game is a fever dream of references to games that don't exist. It's that perspective as a designer that keeps the player on their toes. They never know what they're gonna see next. Let's wrap it back to characters. Look at the screen here. Some true gaming legends to play as. Mario, Link, Pikachu, and even some more underground ones like Ness and Ice Climbers. Below all those, though, are 5 question marks. 5 whole characters to unlock, and you don't know who they could be. Just seeing that little question mark is like a gift, a promise that if you play long enough, you'll eventually be surprised with a new character. As you play, you start to unlock these characters. Some are easy enough to get, like Jigglypuff. Just play through Classic or Adventure Mode once as any character. Others might take a bit to pick up, like Marth. You need to play Classic or Adventure as all of the 14 original characters. Some are just out there. To get Luigi, you have to have the seconds place of the timer be a 2 when you finish the first stage in Adventure Mode. I guess that's not necessarily something you know to look for, but it'll probably happen as you play through all the characters. Then there was Mewtwo. The only way to unlock this guy is by playing 20 hours of Versus Mode. Or you could do 700 Versus matches, but you'll probably hit the playtime requirement first. Now it does count cumulatively across all players, so if you play with 4 people, it'll only take 5 hours. But as someone who mostly played this game single player, that's something I only would have come across way down the line. Like if I wanted to play this game, I wanted to play Classic or Adventure Mode, not Versus. And that was the only way to get Mewtwo for me, by raw dogging CPUs. In a weird, twisted way, I kinda like that though. Put yourself in the mind of a kid who doesn't think to look stuff like that up. If they were like me and mostly played Classic or Adventure Mode, it would be months until they unlocked Mewtwo. And imagine the shock on their face seeing the Challenger approaching screen for the first time in months, only for them to load into the match and see that it's a fight with Mewtwo. Goddamn Mewtwo, the most imposing Pokemon back then. That's a hell of a final character to unlock. Well, until you unlock Mr. Game & Watch, but still. That Mewtwo moment must have hit so hard. But then you wonder, what if there was someone else? What if there's another character you could unlock? Of course, nowadays, we can definitively say that once you unlock Mr. Game & Watch, there are no new characters to get. A message even pops up saying you've unlocked all playable fighters. But as a kid, you don't want the fun to end. You want there to be more. You want there to be some super secret character that requires you to do some insane stuff to unlock them. That's wonder. Super Smash Bros. Melee is about discovery. Discovering new stages, new trophies, and of course, new characters. The gameplay is fun, sure, but you can't deny the game does lose something once you know everything that's in it. It becomes a known quantity. When you have things left to unlock, there's surprises waiting for you. That millisecond when your heart freezes when this screen comes up with a character you've never seen before can never be replicated again. You will forever know that Dr. Mario is a playable character in this game. So when you get the message that you've unlocked all the characters, it kinda stings a little. I feel like it especially matters in this game because the methods are so specific. To unlock Ganondorf, you need to beat event number 29. To get Roy, you need to beat one of the single-player modes as Marth without using a continue. And then, of course, there's the Luigi unlock method. Compare it to unlocking characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you're not playing World of Light, the game will throw new characters at you roughly every 10 minutes. So as long as you're just playing the game for long enough, you will eventually unlock everyone. That timer feels so impersonal. It feels so much more special to have unique unlock requirements. If you just play Classic Mode over and over in Ultimate, you will get everyone. But that won't happen in Melee. Maybe you just forgot Event Mode exists and keep playing Adventure Mode because you love it so much. You will never unlock Ganondorf that way. I think that's neat. I remember making a point in one of my earlier videos, can't remember which specifically, but it was related to Final Fantasy VII. There are 2 optional party members in that game that you kinda have to go out of your way to get. It's entirely possible that you missed them both on your first playthrough. If you skipped over them during that playthrough, Imagine how mind-blowing it must be to discover one of them during your second. Like, whoa, there was just a permanent party member hiding out in the game, and now they're along with you for your adventure. Then you discover the second optional party member. Your mind is ripped asunder. You missed 2 optional party members on your first playthrough? Who knows how many more there could be? Well, that's it. There's just 2. But that feeling of wonder is important. You wholly buy into the illusion of the game at that point. You feel like the game is more than a collection of files on a disc. It's an adventure you're having. Stuff being missable helps build that up. The fact that you can so easily miss out on Mewtwo for so long is what makes him a memorable unlock for this game. In Ultimate, he's just one of the characters that you randomly unlock if you play long enough. But in Melee, you gotta grind him out in Versus mode. I've said it before on this channel, but back in the day, I feel like people stuck with games longer. I'm not even talking about with me being a kid back then. I feel like just in general, games were a lot less disposable. So many games come out these days, and they go on such deep discounts. It's easy to bounce between games and not really devote too much mental energy to one of them. You can hoard digital games so much easier than physical ones. Having some unlocks that the player might not see for a month or 2 after they get the game didn't seem that crazy back then. I'm reminded of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Imagine this is footage of New Leaf. There are 5 versions of the main shop in that game. The first one is there when you start. Then nicer shops replace the older one once you spend enough money. In addition to that though, there's a raw wait time. 10 days must pass since starting the game before you can get the first upgrade. 10 days must pass since the opening of that before you can get the next one. 21 days for the next, and then 30 days after that for the final upgrade. 71 days at an absolute minimum to get the final upgraded store. And that's something you can't grind out. You gotta treat New Leaf as not just a game to play, but a project to see through, something to stick with for months of your life. Melee feels like that kind of game. Some of these character unlocks are so out there that if you don't look them up online, it'll take you a good long while to accidentally stumble on them. I love the idea of sitting with the game for months at a time, getting to truly know it inside and out. Unfortunately, from a modern gamer perspective, I kinda prefer Ultimate's unlock method. I had to start a new save recently, and unlocking characters in this game is lightning fast. Plus there's a lot of them. It'd be really annoying to have to bounce around the game, engaging with all the side modes to unlock everyone with their hypothetical specific unlock requirements. I can just choose to grind out Classic mode if I really want. If I wanted the slow burn though, I could play through World of Light and take my time there. I have options. In Melee, you're forced to be in it for the long haul. I've been talking about Mewtwo a lot in this video, but you notice how you haven't seen him? That's because I ain't going through the pain of unlocking him just for this video. I remember way back in the day leaving my GameCube on in Versus mode while doing other stuff so I could unlock him. It was annoying then too, but it'd all be worth it because I'd get to play as Mewtwo afterwards. My Melee save on my precious GameCube memory card would permanently have the legendary Pokemon unlocked on it. I guess that just speaks to how my mindset has changed. I used to really buy into the mystery of games. I thought it was fun how you could just miss out on something in a game for a while. Maybe Sonic truly is in this game and I just haven't seen him yet, despite playing like 100 hours. I'd always look up crazy fan-created unlock methods for characters and maybe even try some myself. Everything about this game makes it feel like at least one of them could be true. I just gotta try as many as I can. I don't want that now though. I want to unlock all the content as quickly as possible, because at that point, once everything is at my fingertips, I can truly enjoy the game. Sometimes though, the journey is more than the destination. It's about going through all the weird unlock conditions to get everyone, and maybe even taking a detour or two to try to unlock Sonic or Toad. I have memories of leaving my GameCube on for 20 hours to unlock Mewtwo, not memories of playing him. It sucks because it seems like that's something you just lose as you grow up, or at least I did. I don't think I could ever bring my brain back to the time where it would have enjoyed something like that, where I would enjoy wasting hours of a Sunday afternoon just throwing myself at a brick wall trying to get 20 KOs in Cruel Melee. Hell, I'd know that Sonic rumor was fake before even getting to try that out. Huh, kind of a sour note to end the video on. It's not all bad. Some parts of your life you leave behind as you grow older, and as those stay in the past, you pick up new habits. Like I'm really into JRPGs these days. I definitely wouldn't have played some of these as a kid. Out with the old, in with the new. That's just life. And I think that's wonderful. Thanks for watching, Predizens. Have a good one.